Jennifer, Jonelle, Sandy, David, Ryan, Paul, and Ron. Thank you. Yes. Good morning. I love this time of year. What happened to all my blue and purple in there? At any rate, I love this time of year. I love this time of year because we're kicking into our summer prosperity class. We started it off last week with Brian Byro. How many people were here to break through? Yes. Every person at that workshop broke through. They broke through their limitations into their possibility. And in that, we move forward into this idea that we really do get to live the life of our dreams. We teach prosperity in Science of Mind. And some people say, oh, you're just interested in all the money. Well, actually, we are interested in all the money, but that's not the only thing. And I think people who don't want money, there's something askewed. You know, even people who divest themselves of their worldly possessions often do it in the confines of an environment that takes very good care of them. If you look at the Catholic priests, they have a lot. They have a lavish lifestyle. If you look at the Buddhist monks, they're in a beautiful temple and the village takes care of them. They are not out on the streets hungry and frustrated and broke. And I think that for anyone to put down the idea that we want to have plenty of money, we want to live the life that we want to live, we want to go where we want to go and do what we want to do and have what we want to have, I think that that's a misnomer about what life is about. We are supposed to do that. Anyone who looks at us and says, oh, all you people want our money, what, you think spirit is poor? You think nature is poor? My God, look out your window. I told John the other day, I said, the jungle is coming at us because it just keeps growing in towards our house. Nature is lavish. Nature is rich. That is our essence. We were born to be rich. We were born to live the good life and to enjoy all of these gifts of life. And so I love this time of year because John and I get to teach people how to have that. It's fantastic to look at someone who has gone through much of their life with self-deprecation and holding back and not allowing themselves to have what they are meant to have by this God-inspired life, and to break through that into this idea that you deserve to be rich, you are supposed to be rich, you can be rich, you are rich now. And to watch that explode. And those of you who haven't been in the Summer Prosperity Series, one of the techniques that we use for that is our increased income program. And so we have people demonstrate by using the power of their thought and their word and their action, demonstrate money out of the blue. Out of the blue. We've already had demonstrations of going to the mailbox and getting a check and saying, oh my gosh, I have no idea what this is for, but thank you. This is my increased income. In years gone by, we had someone win the North Carolina lottery. We've had people have the IRS send them back money, hospitals send them back money, people that they never thought they'd see that money from again send them back money, because we create our lives. Now, my topic is prosperity, success, and happiness, which all kind of goes together for me. And people will say, well, money can't buy you happiness. And I'll grant you that, but you know, the only people who know money won't buy you happiness is people with money. People who don't have any money still are thinking that money will buy them happiness, and I have found that I can't get them past that until I teach them how to have money. And so my job this summer, John's job this summer, is to teach you, or anyone else who wants to come to the Monday night class, how to demonstrate money. Not only how to get out of debt, but how to have surplus, how to have discretionary income, to do what we want to do, to go to India in 9 days, yes, to be able to have that in our lives, to be able to live free like that. And in that, we find that the happiness isn't in the money. Happiness comes from happiness. And happiness is a decision inside of ourselves. But I guarantee you that money will fly to a happy person. faster than it will fly to a miserable person. It's true. And so we learn how to be happy. We learn how to be successful. We're doing the 20 Secrets of Success, the new Fenwick Holmes book that Barbara and John published so that it could be out in the world and we could use it in our class. It is available to you in the bookstore today. We're using that book because it teaches us very practical means of being successful. Some things are just common sense, and I'm amazed at how many people lack that. You know, like one of the things he says is, don't go into a business deal until you've thought it through. Really? Really? Because that reactive mind, that impulsivity, that money is burning a hole in my pocket and I've got to get rid of everything, so I'm going to find something that sounds like a really great deal, but I'm not going to check it out. I'm just going to give all my money to it. He says that's not really successful. That you want to learn to think things through. You want to have an idea, much like Wallace Wattles says, of overfilling your space. That when you do something, do it 110%. I know that's not mathematically possible, but do it more than you would have. Give more out than you get back. And you are constantly setting spiritual law in motion so that you can reap the harvests of that. He says being rich is not a problem. Being financially free is not a problem. He says it's the same thing as the farmer that goes out and plants the field in the springtime and it's time to harvest in the fall. That's the way life works. What we need to learn is how to plant the field. We need to learn how to look at a field and see if it's going to work for planting. John's uncle that we lived with for quite a while was a dairy farmer. And I know that farmers can look at a piece of property and they know whether or not it's going to be a good growing piece, whether it's going to have the right moisture, whether it's got the right type of soil, whether it's full of rocks and trees and debris. It's not going to be good to plant a crop in. You're going to have to clean all of that for the video stuff out. And in that, you make the way clear to plant the seeds that you want to plant to have what you want. And so we have to learn how to do that so that we can plant the seeds of happiness, prosperity, success, and joy and get that back in our lives. If we focus on something that we do not want, we're going to get it. And no one can cling to unhappiness and be happy. No one can focus on lack and limitation and be prosperous. It's impossible. And so starting with this premise, that we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual law, we get a handle on this idea that we are creating our reality, that we are connected with everything, everyone, every when, every how, that there is only one. And in that connection, when we think a thought, all of the forces of heaven and earth come together to bring that thought into manifestation. And so in thinking the thought, we create the event. And so we have to start thinking about what we think about. That's why I almost started the treatment for freedom with, I, Barbara, know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. Because I've been doing that all week. I've been doing that to train my thought, to get it fine-tuned again, back in that groove that I am a rich, rich person. I live in a rich universe, and money is falling out of the sky to me. Money is coming in through the mail to me. People are handing me money. Money is everywhere. I know that my Charles Schwab account is blessed and grows exponentially. Money, 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 because I want to demonstrate that to get rid of any and all fear that says, oh, Barbara, you don't deserve that. You haven't worked hard enough. You haven't studied long enough. You haven't paid your dues. You haven't done that. You don't deserve that. Yes, I do. Whether I worked, whether I studied, and whether I paid, I still deserve it. I deserve it by my very livingness. We all deserve to have what we want to have. Spirit is not supported by us feeling miserable. Oh, God, I'm going to give you a really good gift today. I'm going to withhold my good. I'm going to feel bad about it. I'm going to be sad about it. I'm going to be helpless and hopeless about it. I hope you enjoy that. No, no. We rock the universe when we stand up for who we are, when we are who we have come here to be. And part of that in this culture and this society is having more than enough money than we know what to do with. Part of that is knowing that our way is made clear, the path is open to us. I loved Oprah. Oprah said she had a whole team of people that she would send out before she ever went to any kind of a contract negotiation. They were her people. And they would take care of all the details, make sure everything was all good before she ever walked in the door. Now, what she didn't say was those people did not have bodies. She would send out her people. Who were those people? They were herself. She sent herself out before she physically went there to make sure that everything was set up in her favor for a win-win for everybody. There was no things that were going to become askew or screw up the finalization of it. Everything was going to unfold easily and wonderfully. And she would have that all set in mind so that when she went to the meeting, everything was all set and fell together just perfectly. When we learn how to plant the seeds, we get the harvest that we want. We're not doing anybody any favors to go around nickel and diamond whether we've got enough to put a gallon of gas in our car. We are not doing anyone any favors to live in this amazing country at this amazing time and not reap the harvest of it. The more that we spend, the more the economy spins, the more there is. It's amazing. Money is just an idea. The more you give it, if I take $1 and put it under my mattress, nothing happens. But if I give it to somebody else, and they give it to somebody else, and they give it to somebody else, and they give it to somebody else, then it starts spinning into more money. It's amazing. And so we end up with more. Everybody else ends up with more because instead of holding and constricting, we are opening and flowing. I love this time of year because I get to push people's buttons. I'm a teacher. You know, and if someone comes to me and says, please teach me how to have prosperity, success, and happiness, but I don't want to change. I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want to do those things you'd say I have to do. Just make it so that I can stay the way that I am, but have my entire life change. I can't do that. It's impossible. There is a spiritual law that will operate upon what we give to it, and only that. We can't say, well, I'm going to hold up a green dress to the mirror, and mirror, I want you to reflect back a blue dress. It doesn't happen. I have to go and get a blue dress to put it in front of the mirror. I can't say I'm going to keep my stinking thinking of lack and limitation and feeling bad and then expect life to drop a winning lottery ticket on me. It's not going to happen. I have to make the changes inside of myself. So I love to teach people to tithe. Tithing 10% of their income where they get their spiritual food. Because in bringing that up, people who are tithers, they're like, yeah, right, I tithe and my life works and I would never stop that because I know I'm setting spiritual law in motion and I always have more than enough. And then the people who don't are going, how can she imagine I could do that? I can't make it on 100%. Then she wants me to make it on 90%. She's just trying to get something from me. That's when I go for it. That's when I go for it because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that tithing works. And that especially if you're afraid, if you're feeling that you don't have enough, if you're resisting, that's the time to start. Because as long as we're holding on to fear, to not enough, and resistance, that's the only seed we're planting in our field. That's what we're going to harvest. And then we go, oh, woe is me. I have a whole field of resistance and fear and limitation. And I don't know why I keep going to that center. I don't do what they say, but I keep going to that center and things are not getting better. That's because the law will not compromise. It won't say, oh, you're a nice person, you don't have to do it. Everybody has to do it, and the freedom in that is that everybody gets to do it. Everybody gets to change their life. I started tithing when I had 37 cents to my name. I didn't have a place to live, I didn't have a job, and I had a 3-year-old child. I was on food stamps, welfare, and plasma donations twice a week. And I started to tithe. And I said, okay, show me the way. I'll do this, and I have never looked back. This center is a result of me having cash in an envelope in one of my dresser drawers that was for tithe, and I had no place to give it out. And finally I said, I guess I am going to have to be my own spiritual food. And so we started Center for Creative Living out in our living room in Fairview. If you don't tithe, I say this out of all of my love for you, all of my wanting you to live the blessed life that you were meant to live. Start it. Try it out. Try it out. During the prosperity class, try it out and watch. Keep track of it and watch how your money shifts. Watch how everything shifts. Because as long as we're all closed up and life is knocking on our door, hey, you, I've got all these blessings for you. And we're going, no, I'm all closed up. I'm holding on to what I got. No. We've got to be willing to let it go and to open up. We've got to be willing to exhale in order to inhale. We've got to have a little faith that the universe does support us, that the universe is rich, that we were meant to live the good life, not the bad life, the good life. And whatever we have done up until now is wiped clean. No more self-punishment. No more self-abuse. We were created in the image and likeness of God itself. We are beings of light. We come from the light. We cannot screw this up. We can deny ourselves the good that is ours, but we can never take it away. It's like a little child closing their eyes saying, you can't see me. I'm looking at all of the good going, it's not here. It's right here. It's right here. During these summer prosperity series, our Summers to Prosper, we get to break through ideas, beliefs, old experiences of lack and limitation and step fully into the life that we are meant to live. And I don't care how great your life is, it can always be better. I don't care how wonderful everything is going, let's make it more wonderful. That's called evolution. We always go forward. We don't go backwards, we go forwards. And so what is it in your life? What is it in your life that you would like to create, that you would like to manifest, that you would like to succeed at? You have got what it takes. Everybody say that. I have got what it takes. Again, I have got what it takes. I've got what it takes to do anything. I've got what it takes to remember. I've got what it takes to be in the right place. I've got what it takes to know what is mine to do. I've got what it takes to be supported in life. I don't have to go get it. I came with it. I came as it. I've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. And when you move into this idea that says everything in life is for me, everything in the universe lifts me and supports me, and that I am using spiritual law to create the life of my dreams, when you move into that space, there are miracles everywhere. Everywhere. Money is easy. You know, but if you haven't mastered money yet, you're still back in spiritual kindergarten. And if you're not doing it because you're afraid to let go of a little 10%, then you're not going to go very far in this spiritual journey in life. Money is easy. Tithing is one of the first steps. I love what Edwin Gaines says. You got to tithe and then you've got to forgive everybody. Yeah, everybody, even them, even the one in the mirror. You've got to forgive everybody because you're wasting so much energy to hold on to injustices and to pain and stories of the past. You're wasting precious energy that you could be using to live a lavish life, to be where you want to be. You want to be on a beach somewhere? Easy peasy. You want to have massages all the time? Easy peasy. You want to drive the cars that you want to drive? You can have that. It's all about getting your head screwed on. In gardening, you never just plant a seed that you don't know what it is. Right? I used to garden. My last garden was an acre. Barbara at Waterhouse doesn't do anything small. I would pore over the seed catalogs. I would look at what they were, how they were going to be, what did I want, and then I would very carefully take those seeds and put them in either the ground directly or in very expensive little peat pots under lighting and get them to germinate and grow before I put them outside. And then I would put little cut-off milk bottles around them to protect them from all of the elements coming down. That's what we need to do with our thoughts. What do we want to harvest? What do we want to live? We put more thought in what's going to go on our plate than our life? Come on. What do we want to live? How do we want to be? What kind of people do we want to be around? What kind of experiences do we want to have? We are successes now, right here and right now. Happiness doesn't come from money. Of course it doesn't. But money is a great duo with it. Money is a great partner with that. The doors have already been opened. You want to go into business? You've got what it takes. How many people moved here from somewhere else? You've got what it takes. We've got two almost members of our center that just sold their home and their business in Connecticut and will be here in the middle of August. It's like the pearl of great price. They sold all that they had to sit in this room, to be in this room. You've got what it takes to do whatever you want to do. One of the things that I love about Fenwick in this book, The 20 Secrets of Success, is he's constantly reminding us that we have it inside of us already. That it's part of our nature. It is who we are. That we are supported and uplifted by the entire universe to be the success that we want to be. And then he gives us some smacks on the side of the head and says, don't be stupid about it. Pay attention to what you're doing. But it says constantly, you've got it inside of you. It is my intention that everyone that calls this center home be rich. If you don't want to be rich, you're not going to be happy being around me. It is my intention that everyone who calls this center home be rich, be successful, and as always, be happy. And so it is.
Thank you, Barbara. That was fun. Do come tomorrow night. We're going to get going in a big way. Who's here for the first time, never been to our center before? Welcome, Stream from Hawaii. Glad to have you.
Like Roxanne and Robert. You know Stream? Yes. You two are friends, right?
All right, y'all handle that later. Anyone else here for the first time? Welcome. We're delighted that you're with us here today. Thank you so much for finding us and coming with your friends. It's wonderful to have you. So to those of you that are here for the first time, that we have a little form to fill out. If you do that, we'll let you know about what's happening around here. We won't inundate you, but we'll keep you informed. Let's put it that way. And we have a gift for you out on our Welcome Center as well. Anybody else? We're pointing at folks. Hi. Well, yes, thank you for being with us this morning. We'll talk to you probably on the way out. That'll be great. Let's see. Okay, good. Oh, there's more people pointing here. Another person, thank you so much for finding your way to our center. Thank you. All right. So let's take out what we're going to give. And I'll grab these gifts that we've collected toward the end of the week. And let me talk to the folks that are watching us online. We have over 10,000 people that visit us every month. And we're delighted that you're watching and sharing in this experience. I know you think Barbara was fantastic this morning, only because she was. And if you'd like to support the center the way these people are, push that donate button on your screen and feel free to support this center, and we will be delighted to receive that, and thank you for it. Wonderful. You guys ready? All right, everybody's ready. So take what you've got, hold it in your hand. I like to put it close to my heart. And we're going to read these words together aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world, and so it is.